Hi friends, and welcome back. This is Ray Henderson. So happy to be with you here today, and I'm a little under the gun. We're going to try to rush through this so it's not a long video because I've got an appointment shortly. Whoever said that you could live the life of Riley once you retired wasn't retired. All right. If you remember last week, I kind of highlighted that kit that I had gotten from Christian Craft Paper. And so I wanted to show you some of the results from that kit. The plain bag that the rocks were in, I took some of those rub-on transfers and decorated it. I'll probably give it away, but I thought it worked out really cute. Now here are the rocks. Now, if you're going to have the rocks outside, it is highly recommended that you seal them. And so I did get the Mod Podge. There are other brands of sealers out there. You can get gloss, you can get matte, you can get whatever you want. So I haven't done that part yet because we're in the beginnings of spring and it's been windy outside and I'm not doing that in the house. But I wanted to show you these little rocks. Aren't they adorable? Whoops, upside down. Let me get all of them out. You get 6 rocks. They're going to be various sizes. You get 3 sheets of 6x12 rub-ons. And I wasn't real sure how this was going to go. I actually coated my rocks with gesso. And they have like 3 coats of gesso on them, front and back. And so I just thought these were just adorable. The detail in the rub-ons, and then some of them are big enough to put some of the bigger verses on. This one wasn't big enough for one of the verses, so I did the crosses. This was a real small one, but I did manage to get one on there. And let's see, I put the word faith on the back of that one. But if you want to hide these along with Easter eggs for the kids or something, or if you want to order a kit, you've got plenty of time to do that and get it done before Easter. And I thought I would do the butterflies on this one because of the butterflies that were with the cross. So aren't they adorable? But I wanted to give you an update on that. I actually ordered another kit, and I just don't have it right in here with me where I can show you what it looks like brand new. But you got a pretty good view in last week's video. Okay, let me get my stuff up here. So what I'm using today, my sentiment is coming from, it's now Pajama Crafter stamps because Prickly Pear went out of business. Yeah, I know. And we're using that Thanking God for You. Isn't that cute? And there is a die you can get that will cut out this big scene. But I love this set. Don't know if it's still available. Go to Pajama Crafter Stamps and look for Praying for You. Okay. Arches and Dots embossing folder from Spellbinders. This is available. It is on sale for $4.20, which is awesome. I've got it back here. I'm trying to open it, but I don't know how well you can see that pattern. Oh, you can't on that white, and I don't have anything real dark laying here that will show that up for you. But it's just it's not a 3D, it's a 2D embossing folder. Let me kind of tilt it. Maybe that will help. But it gives a beautiful, subtle design, so I've incorporated that. I've already done the embossing and the die cutting and stuff, so everything will go just a little bit faster. These are also still available on Spellbinders. They are called the Labels 8 dies. They are $24.99. And I've got a Pink Fresh set here that I bought some time back and hadn't really used, so I wanted to get it out and play with it. I've already got the stamp mounted in my Misty. Now, they have changed things up, and now on these sets, they've got them in like two stamps instead of one long stamp, and they did the same thing for their dies. So if this has ever kind of intimidated you, I'm moving that light, and hopefully it's try to eliminate that glare. Anyway, I've got the coordinating stencils. You've got some wonderful little sentiments that come in with it. I just didn't use those today. And then you've got the die that cuts out all the pieces individually at one time. And we will have to die cut that on screen. But I want to go ahead and get going. What I discovered as I was using this and playing with it, it's been a few months since I've played with it, is that I don't have to use all the stencils. So we're just going to go ahead and get this inked up. And I got to kind of hold it up so I can see if I'm getting good ink coverage. I'm sure it'll take a couple of stampings. I'm using my Hero Arts Intense Black. Never did buy the Intensified Black because I'm happy with the Intense Black. I didn't know at the time I ordered it that they had an Intensified. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I mean, look at that. For the first stamping on such a large stamp. Yeah, I'm happy. So let me get this inked up. Yeah, I've still got to run and get in the shower. I got up at 6. It is almost 8:30 now. Oh, time flies when you're having fun, right? Okay. I'm looking. I'm going to do that one more time. It's still a little light in some areas. And I'm really not pushing that hard when I put my lid down to stamp. I'm not. It may look like it, but I'm not. While these aren't just exceptionally fine lines, I still don't want to distort them. So let's see. This should do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's looking so much better. Better. All right. So I'm going to be happy with that. And I'm going to get the worst of it off of my stamp. Now, that Hero Arts Intense Black, it's kind of like a pigment ink. You can use it with alcohol markers. So it does take it just a minute to dry. And I'm impatient this morning because, like I said, I've got an appointment shortly that I've got to get ready for. And I'm just going to leave this in here. I'm going to take this out. Put this to the side. And I know I threw a lot of information at you, and chances are I'm not going to be able to put links below my video to the things that I used. I'll link to everything that's still available. I honestly don't know if this is, Prickly Pear. They've been gone a little while now. And, sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat. Here we go again. It's springtime. Finally finished up with the painting and everything, and yes, I am somewhat congested. Alright, I need my sticky mat. Lay that down there, and it won't move on that silicone mat. And it looks kind of straightish, I hope. I'm going to take some tape and tape this down very carefully on this side. I don't have much wiggle room there. But this is also helping to hold it, so I don't have to really go to town taping this down. Okay, and I realized the other day I still had some of this, and I don't remember where I got it from, but I thought, yeah, let's get that out and use it. So I'm going to use that too today. So there are 5 stencils in this set. We're not going to be using all of them. I did take time to make sure these were all in order. And it will take me just a second because it is so long. Also, for their coordinating stencils, now they come with, you know, like the etch lines to show you, hey, this goes on top, this goes on bottom, this goes here, this goes there, just to make it easier. So, anyway, now this I do want to tape down a little bit, if I can get everything to work here. Yep, I am on antibiotics again. Started feeling it a couple of days ago, and so I just went ahead and bit the bullet. I knew when I finished the antibiotics from when I was sick back in January into February, I was skeptical. I thought, man, they're not giving me a very strong antibiotic. It was amoxicillin, and it was a low dose, and I'm thinking, man, as bad as I've been sick, I don't know if this is going to make it. And I knew when I finished the antibiotic that I was still having issues. So, like with my left sinus and my left ear, I'd get up every morning and still feel like there was something going on. And anyway, I've been trying to make sure it didn't come back on me, but it did. Okay, as you can see here, I am using my beloved Distress Oxides, and this is, let me get this in the camera, Twisted Citron. I love Twisted Citron for a base layer for leaves. It's one of my go-to color combos, and I did experiment with using some other greens, because over time, I am slowly but surely getting. Okay, I'm done there. I'm done with the leaves for the minute. Now, there is another stencil that puts a detail in. I'm not even bothering with that. I'm going to bring in my Distress Oxide Mowed Lawn. And I've got a clean brush here. It's stained, but it's clean. And I'm going to take this and do my shading on this same layer. And probably should take that top down, and I didn't. That's okay. We'll get it. And I'm just going in here toward the tops of the leaves. I may get some here and there in other places. That's okay. I'm just trying to get the tops of them and go ahead and do my shading. And it will speed the process up, and I actually kind of like it better. I mean, I do. It doesn't matter if you get just a little bit. Doesn't matter if you get a lot. Doesn't matter. So we're going to fill this in. So, yeah. They put me on a stronger antibiotic. I hate taking meds, guys. I hate it. I avoid it like the plague. Which is why I was in such bad shape when I finally reached out in desperation. Because I needed my life back. Oh, goodness. Sometimes I feel like I'm that old country woman that, yeah, well, I love our medical technology. I do avoid it, obviously, don't we all? But if you need to do it, you need to do it. So, onward and upward. But it's beautiful. Other than the wind blowing a lot, do I like that? Ooh, I like the difference I'm getting there. Okay, but we're going to leave this tack down, and I'm going to take a clean cloth and just bring some of that green away from where the flowers are down here. And I don't know how this is going to look because I haven't tried these colors. I haven't. I'm going to go in with a base of, this is Stampin' Up, as you saw, it's Lemon Lolly. I'm pretty sure that is still available. It's a nice bright yellow. You can go really pale or even darker with it. And I'm going to put a moderate amount of that on here. I've got some yellows in my Distress Oxide, but I didn't have quite the shade I wanted. And you know, that is probably true for any company, you know. We're also individual in the colors we like and yada yada. And so I meant to hit that with a heat tool before I got started, and I didn't. Okay, we'll need that again. Put my brush over there. Okay, so for the minute, I am done with the lemon lolly. And I don't think there's going to be any more flowers. That's really it for the flowers. And then I'm bringing in Stampin' Up! Peach Pie because I'm thinking this is going to be dark enough to show up. So I'm just starting in the middle and kind of working out, sort of. But I don't want to totally cover the yellow. That's not the idea. So I'm just going to kind of start down here. I'm going slow. I'm not picking up much ink at a time because I'd rather have to go a few times and kind of get what I want. I really put a whole lot down on that one, didn't I? I did. And so, guys, I apologize for my voice, and I'm kind of sniffly, snotty. Right now, I'm unmedicated. You should have seen the look on my face yesterday when I was reading the insert for that antibiotic. Do not lay down for 10 minutes after you take it. And I'm thinking, what? What? Well, that's in case it makes you sick. Because they recommend you take it on an empty stomach. And I can't take my multivitamin made for women with the minerals in it because calcium and stuff will kind of keep that from being absorbed. And it's like, oh, wonderful. And I paid more for this than what we normally do. And then when I got home, I noticed in little teeny tiny numbers, retail price for that thing was $75. And I thought, man, what are people doing? How are they dealing if they don't have insurance and stuff that, that's really good? So I don't know. That just, anyway. All right, so here's the second stencil. And kind of get that lined up. It's really not hard to line these long stencils up. But I do appreciate the fact they have now made it easier. And a lot of their sets like this have washi tape. So you can take a strip of that washi tape and lay it on your cardstock, which mine is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, by the way. I don't think I told you that. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, my word. I'm okay, guys. I really am. Just too much on my mind, too much on my plate. Oop. I'm going to mess this up if I don't do this. So we're just going to kind of give that a little bit of help. It's laying off of that mat, but that's okay. It's better than nothing. Let me get this back over here. I love using this thing. Love it. My good friend Deborah gave me that at Christmas. That wasn't the only thing she gave me, but I love it. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Kind of get this show on the road. And when you're ink blending, and even I don't always think to do it, go in one direction and then also go in the other direction so those bristles are filling in whatever you're trying to fill in. But yeah, we got blue sky again today. And some of you that are really good at DIY, I had a small irrigation system put in. And of course, last year, knowing I wanted to do that this year, I'm watching all these videos on YouTube about irrigation and drip tape versus tubing versus, and come to find out, there's a guy at church, that's his business. He has a landscape business and he installs those systems. And it's like, well, that's a no-brainer. Be supportive of him and his wife. And so it was awesome. It was supposed to have been done Monday. It rained. Well, it's springtime. It rained. And then, because it had rained Monday, another job that was on his itinerary had to be, kind of dealt with. And I told him, no problem. No problem. So it was Wednesday, and, the weather, and it rained a little bit yesterday morning. I thought, oh no, he's not going to be able to come back and finish, because, the job he was on before he came to me just took longer. Gee, I think we can all identify with that, right? So, I wonder, I haven't used these. I bought some brushes from Paint Fresh, and I have not got into these. I want to see. Now, it's a brand new fresh brush. Am I getting good ink on there? I'm thinking this might help me a little bit. I think it's helping a lot. Kind of keep that where I want it. Especially while I'm standing here running my mouth. But we did decide that when we go to Myrtle Beach in October, we're going to stay longer this time. So, I'm excited. But I'm not so excited that I'm wanting it to hurry up and get here. We just came out of winter. Seeing everything bud up and come out, it's just been so nice. I have got a prairie fire crabapple tree that is fixing to burst out in those beautiful dark pink, almost, when it first launches, it's almost like a berry. And then it gets lighter pink. The redbud trees are going at it strong. My hawthorn trees, they are beautiful in the spring. They are loaded with pristine white blooms, but they don't last long. 2 or 3 days is, or it seems like it was just 2 or 3 days. It might have been a week. And then here come and they're bright green leaves too. It is such a thrill. Such a thrill. Okay, we're almost there. I want a little bit of shading on that fella. All right, very quickly, I'm going back to see if I really missed anything. Some are going to have more, some are going to have less. And that's blending in really well from that first stencil. I didn't get what I wanted on these flowers. Dare I try it without the stencil? I got a little bit too much of the peach on there. I want my flowers brighter. I'll lay that down. Take this again. I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to get my yellow and go back over that, because I'm just not liking those flowers. I want them to be, and it moved, didn't it? It moved. All right. Let me get this and this. Okay, tape that down. Get some tape over here. I don't know what I did with the original piece. I think I left it attached to my second stencil. But again, like I said, we're not going to be using every stencil. Got this brush. I want to go back in. I want to really load it up and go back in here to brighten those. And I think that'll work. I just needed some more of that yellow. I didn't want them to look brown, like they were dead. But, you know, when you're flying by the seat of your pants, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? As Tim Holtz likes to say. Let's see if that helped. It helped. It's not 100%. I'm not 100% happy, but I think this will work. I think it'll be okay. Well, and this time, let me pull my tape off. Come on. Let go my ego. Okay. And this is the one that does the shading on the leaves. And we're not using it. It does the shading on the flowers. However, let me double check here because there are berries that you may or may not have noticed in these leaves. And I say they're berries. They're round. What I think I'm doing is just treating them like they are little flowers that just haven't bloomed yet. They're little bitty buds. Okay. Am I good everywhere? I'm looking. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's almost 9 o'clock, guys. I gotta hurry. Oh, do that or you don't get a video till Saturday. No, I don't need that. Quit doing that. I need my peach pie. I need the peach pie. I'll go back to this bigger brush so I can get that filled in. And I want them dark. Because they haven't opened up yet, so you can't see any of the yellow. Or at least that's how my mind works. But I love all the colors. All the colors. It's been so many years since I have planted daffodils. And over time, I've lost about all of them. Did I think to buy any last fall? No. Of course not. Why would I do that? I don't know. I don't know why I would do that. So anyway, no daffodils this year. And they're one of the earliest spring flowers to come up. They beat tulips by a mile. And the thing I love about daffodils, they have so many colors and sizes and combos. And they are faithful to come back every year for a lot of years. Okay, not too bad. And I don't think I am not going to need these other 2 stencils. So bear in mind, if stencils intimidate you, and you know, it comes with 5, it comes with 6, whatever. You don't have to use all of them. You don't. And I'm just going to leave this stuck to my mat because I know it won't go anywhere. I'm going to move this mat. Gonna get my mess very quickly shoved to the side. I do have my card base made and all that kind of thing. But I need my Gina K. And am I in camera? Sorta, kinda. Okay, let me open it up. And I'm so sorry for the noise. Maybe I should have opened it up in the floor. So I'm not doing all that. Okay, let me get this picked up. And I have got her magnetic mat and everything here. And as you can tell from the etched plate, I have used it a ton. Love this thing. It is holding up so well. And I'm thinking of ordering another one. Well, I need to order another one, just have for a backup, right? And something, you know, stuff like that. You kind of forget about it, to be honest. You do forget. But I also want to order another one of these magnetic plates to see if I could also use it in the Stampin' Up! Machine. You know, I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to get my edges around all of my borders, my leaves and everything to be fairly even. Like, I don't want a huge white margin on one side and not so much on the other. And I think I'm at a happy medium there. I think so. I've got that up pretty far, but I'm going to cover it. Oh, I wonder. Maybe I need to move all this down a little bit. Let's do, because I've got a little bit of wiggle room down here. Here we go. There we go. Oh, I'm happier with that. Now, how bad did I shift? Not bad. Not bad. And when you have a design that is this big, it can be kind of hard to not miss something. There's so much detail going on there. All right. Let's go ahead and get this cut. Now, as far as my color scheme, you know, you could do the pinks, you could do the purples, you could do like 2 shades of yellows, you know, just whatever suits you. But yellows and reds, oranges, or at least around here, is a lot of what I see because of, again, daffodils. Oh, there's a little leaf. Okay. Did I get the top of that? I may have to redo that one. But we're not using this piece on the card today. The thing that is so great about these is that you get enough pieces to do several cards at one time. You can easily get 4 cards, possibly 5, just depending on your particular layout and your particular design. Now, I think I want this one, and do I want this one? Maybe both of those. Okay, and I'm just going to carefully put this to the side. I'll have to run this part back through. I'll have to get it lined up very carefully. I'll do that later. I'm not doing it now. I definitely will do it later, because I don't want to lose that big focal piece. And again, it's probably going to be just as easy to fussy cut around it. All right, I have got a white card base here out of my Accent Opaque, that really thick 271 GSM. I took a piece of retired Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I think this was their Parakeet Party. I'm going to put this on there, and that was cut with that Spellbinders Labels 8 die. And let's see, is my glue clogged? Didn't feel like it. Let's go ahead and get this on here. There we go. I'm going to open this up so it'll kind of lay flat and not fight me. I never could do layers if I had a card base flapping in the breeze. Okay, got that. And then I took a piece of their, this is also Stampin' Up! What was this called? Balmy Blue. And again, I use that embossing folder. Isn't that pretty? It's just a subtle, it's not particularly fussy or female. And I gravitated to this because I thought, you know, there's times I want to do embossing on guy cards, but not all of our embossing folders that we have are suitable for the guys. And hey, for $4.20, you saw how big it was. You can do 5x7 cards so easy. So easy. All right, now, I have got, like I said, I wish there was more yellow showing. I was in a hurry. Didn't quite get that to come out like I wanted. And here's my sentiment. I stamped it in the Hero Arts Intense Black. I cut another piece out of my cardstock to give that a little bit of lift. So, if I go about here, and yeah, the reason why I picked that Parakeet Party is because it's, you know, kind of goes in with that Twisted Citron. Goes well enough. And if I put this, say, right about there. Let's do it. I don't have time, guys. I'm so sorry to be so rushed. I was trying. The project didn't get done until late afternoon yesterday. Not late afternoon. Yeah, it maybe around 1-ish or so. And then I had to go pick up my antibiotic and run errands and go to the post office. And oh, my word. Oh, my word. Okay, let's get this down. And because that's a 2D embossing folder, I'm not really having to add just tons of glue. And it's gripping right off the bat. We're going to glue this down. Please do, if you've held off from stencils, please do. Just find a set that you like and go for it. I want that up. I want some of that blue showing around my sentiment. And make sure I've got that on there straight. So what do you think? Isn't that kind of a pop of color? Now, this sentiment leaves the inside wide open. It can be a thank you card. It could even be a birthday card saying, oh, I'm so glad you were born. So, again, think outside the box when it comes to the sentiments. And I'm out of here, guys. It is right at 9 o'clock, and I've still got to get this uploaded. And like I said, I'm not going to have time to get a description in the video until I get back to the house later, but I will do that. I'll link to everything that is available. Oh, and I didn't tell you, when I die cut this layer, if it looked kind of funny to you, I was using Stampin' Up's Deckled Rectangle dies. I don't know if they're still available. However, when I was on Spellbinder's site, checking to see if that embossing folder and stuff was still available, on the page that had the label 8 etched dies, they have a set of Deckled Rectangle dies on sale for $10.49. And I'm yeah, I'll be going back and getting those. I definitely will. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I hope this was a good spend of your time and gave you some ideas. Shrink that colored cardstock down. We don't have to use tons of colored cardstock. And that was one of the things I kind of wanted to show you. And what I could have also done, I could have ink blended a piece of white cardstock with my Twisted Citron, and it would have blended right in, okay? Same for this little piece. It wouldn't have took long to have put some kind of a light blue, whatever you've got in your stash, that would have worked. Yes, absolutely would have. But I love this. It was simple. It was easy to do. Sitting in front of a TV, take your stencils in there with you and just go to town. Experiment with different colors. You never know what you might come up with. Anyway, guys, please know that you are thought of, prayed for, you are loved. God is good all the time. Bye, friends.